I used to be like a kid, but always think the sky is falling. Why am I so differently wired? Am I a Martian? What kind of twisted experiment am I involved in? Cause I don't belong in this world.
Hey, there you go.
What's going
Trying
on?
to hide from me.
Huh?
Trying to hide from me. Can't hide.
Nobody's hiding from you. People got things to do,
When
and
you
you
don't
know
answer,
that.
when you don't answer my phone calls, I'm going.
Oh, stop. Yo, do
I'm
you
getting
understand
Facebook
my
calls. You can't
inbox?
run from Facebook.
Do you understand? Do you understand my inbox is like blown the fuck up? Like my
I can
inbox is
imagine.
crazy.
I could definitely imagine. What's
So
going
you
on? How was
already
your day?
know.
How
So
was your
how
day?
you been?
Oh, I've been good. Just working, moving
Oh,
around,
okay. But you
chilling.
said you wanted to give me an interview.
Yep. My first question: who the hell do you think you are? No, I'm joking.
Who the hell do I think I am? Excuse you. Who the hell do you think you are asking me that?
I wanted to ask you some questions about like today's current events and stuff, and get your take on it. See what you think about certain things. That's all.
Okay, so it's gonna be political, right?
Maybe a little. Just the opinion on society, social issues, stuff like that. Pick your brain.
Copy. Okay,
So,
well,
all right.
I'm open
So,
to answering, I guess. And if I don't feel like answering something, I'm gonna just say like pass.
I think you'll be saying pass every question I ask you.
Well, let me see. What's your questions?
All right. The first question: what do you think about what's going on with Kanye West, as far as him coming out and saying what he said, and they got the backlash by the media. You know,
Yeah.
what do you think
Honestly,
about that stuff?
I honestly think that Kanye went psychotic anyway. I think what he said was disrespectful, but like I don't really take that much of what Kanye West says serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think it was super disrespectful. I think it was uncalled for. He should not have said that. But it's like I also think that no, he's completely psychotic. That Kardashian
get out. um. All right. Now
I
I'm gonna give
mean,
my opinion.
that's
I'm
how
gonna give
I
my opinion
feel.
about the situation. Kanye West always had kind of his foot in the door and out the door at the same time. Being that his platform, he have like 90% of like liberal support. So it's very sensitive what the things he say and do because of like I said, he got liberal support. And and one thing you say wrong, the whole media will turn on you. The mainstream media is
Mhm.
dominated by liberal ideology. So that's how he get his bread and butter.
Right.
As you can see how the media destroyed a lot of celebrities before. Even whether the
Absolutely.
propaganda was true, or just made up charges against a lot of celebrities, and that's what keeps celebrities in place from saying anything that liberals don't agree with. The liberal elites that they don't agree with. So that keeps celebrity in line because that's their bread and butter.
That's the agenda. You
Right.
have to go according to the agenda. If you don't go according to the agenda, they will eradicate you. And that's just the bottom line. We all know how the elitists work. Well, we don't all know, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. We all don't know.
People that know what's
Um,
going on is to us is we already know that.
yeah. As far as what I heard him say, I think he just kind of said it wrong. He didn't kind of like put it out there the right way. Because even when I first heard him say something about that black people chose to be slaves, you know, um, I understood what he was saying, but I was like, wow, the liberals is going to have a field day with this. That's the first thing I thought, because of how he said it. You see, Kanye is, he's like I said, he's like one foot in the door, one outside the door. So he's like he's very. It's easy for him to say something screwed up, and they'll just pick on him. You know. So, but pretty much,
That's
what he
yeah.
meant.
Oh,
You know,
sorry.
pretty much, what he meant. If you think about it, 400 years ago, you know, slavery wasn't 400 years ago. But from the time slavery started to around nowadays, what I'm saying, that's almost like 400 years now. So he's
Mm-hmm.
trying to say even modern day, what I'm saying, that slavery is still going on, but it's more psychologically. It's more
Yeah.
mental. What we choose to do. And even through a lot of his songs, he said things like "New Slaves." He said things like um, um, that why black people always got to buy the same things, why we always got to act the same way, and when somebody say something different or try to be different, they get shunned by the whole entire media and the culture. You
Like
know,
they have no variation. They gotta comply.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
like for
They have no
example,
variety.
tons of people hit me up on my YouTube or in my inbox saying I sound like a coon, or I sound like an Uncle
Mm-hmm.
Tom, or that I hate my own people. And they tell me I got to do research on my own history. I find that offensive, honestly. But that's not really being a coon. It's just thinking a little different, other than what other people might think, according to the culture that has been organized and constructed for us. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so for Kanye West to come out and say what he said, you know, they had a field day with it, but I understand it. I understand what he's talking about because if you think about it, damn near 95% of black people are Democrats.
Yeah.
95% of black people are on the bottom of the barrel, of the food chain. Like, and most of them are Democrats. How is that like?
Well,
How people can't tell that's like a plantation? That's like,
you're breaking up. I can't hear you.
yeah, because I'm getting texts at the same time.
I think that any celebrity is going to be scrutinized no matter who they are. But Kanye has said and done offensive things, so especially like he will get scrutinized hard. Um, I think also like the system is definitely designed to keep minorities mentally oppressed and all of that. I don't disagree with that. I know people call you a coon and all that. I don't really think you're a coon. I just think that you're not you're not going to go along with what everyone thinks that you should be thinking. You know,
Hmm.
everyone thinks that all black people have to think the same exact way, and you're the one that's like, no, I don't have to think that way. I could think this. You know what I'm saying? Like, so people are going to come at you just the way they came at Kanye. At the end of the day, everybody has their own opinion.
It's true, and when somebody have their own opinion, then that's when they attack at them. That's when they get at them. You know, and my whole
I
thing
mean, you've
is,
been dealing with that for years.
oh yeah, yeah. I lost a lot of friends, some family. Lost a lot. But guess what? That's the reality of when you beating the mental barrier of people. And it's highly sensitive because they made this like a core common value of black people. So everything we do, it got to be black involved. And a lot of black people don't understand that actually pushes a lot of other races and nationalities and cultures away from us. At the same time, we scream in unity, we want unity, but everything we do, we gotta put black power a part of it. Nobody really wants to be a part of that. And a lot of people feel like they can't be a part of it because they're not black. So that keeps us in our
Right.
own little bubble. So my whole thing is if you're gonna do something, and for all people and you're trying to do it for unity, you have to invite all types of people to be involved. And you can't name it something that's excluding other people. So that's what a lot of black groups tend to do. And I just be saying that's the wrong way to go about it. And trust me, you have my support, but I don't think this is going to work. You can't scream unity everywhere, but then at the same time, you're screaming black power.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I think there's nothing wrong with black pride and all of that. Like, I think all that is beautiful, is fine. But also, everybody as a people should, like, I mean, black people, everybody, not just black people, everybody. I mean, if you're going to talk about unity, why don't you try to act out the real definition of unity? Unity should be everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you on that. Unity, but unity among what? Just your community? Or you want unity with everybody? You know what I'm saying? And I
amongst all
mean,
people, including the unity
us
amongst all people, though.
us against them, us against them mentality is not, that's not conducive to like being unified.
Right, right.
To have it us against, I mean, that goes for any race, but yeah, you know, black people too, obviously white people, anybody.
Exactly.
I don't care about being politically correct. I'm just telling you what I think from, you know, from my standpoint. I can't really talk on black issues and stuff like that, but I'll give you feedback, you know, what I think. And, you know, I'm trying to be as honest as I can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so much. It's
But
so many
yeah,
things.
I agree with you.
There's so much things that's actually happening. I really didn't really catch up on all that stuff. But this Roseanne
I
Barr
don't
thing.
want, I don't, I don't want to answer questions about Trump. I don't give a fuck about him. He hasn't changed or affected my life since he got into office. I mean, tell me one thing I mean, the gas prices is kind of going up, but personally, my life hasn't been affected. If I sound ignorant, then so be it.
Well, your life haven't been affected probably because you probably didn't go out and implement or try anything new. You probably just worked in the same job you had before. But what happened is the economy is getting better as far as black unemployment is at its all-time low. That's a plus, and it actually helps the economy, and it actually
I
helps
heard
people.
that.
But of
I
course,
heard that. Not sure how accurate
you've
it
been
is.
working. Oh, it's very accurate. It's very accurate. Um, as far as you've been a working woman since I known you. So as far as us, everything gonna look the same because we in and out of work, and
Well,
stuff like
that's
that.
why I
But
said.
far as like people that what I did notice is a lot of people that's in my area that used to be always on a corner and hanging out. And it's not one. It's probably like two people in my phone list that I can call that actually unemployed and still looking. But
Mhm.
before it was like a lot of people that was like completely unemployed and looking. And a lot of people ain't hanging out on the corners like they used to. A lot of these teens went out there and found a job. So things is changing. Things is changing, but of course it ain't not gonna be like some overnight change. Tomorrow is gonna be brighter. It's not gonna be like that. It's gradual because we've been falling. This country has been falling for years. Period. I'm talking about
Mhm.
decades. It's been going down since like the
Mhm.
'60s. And it's actually hard to get up out of that stuff. So but things is getting better. As far as black owned businesses, more than is actually record levels right now, and I don't think it's a lot, but it's record levels of black owned businesses now. You know, but I wasn't going to talk about Trump, but I want to ask you
Oh, here we
about
go.
Roseanne Barr. Roseanne Barr, do you know what that is? Roseanne Barr, the actor, the one they talk about now,
Oh,
got
yeah,
fired.
she, she's you know, she's like a bitch. I don't like her. She always
Um,
says shit that's like, she's gonna sit there and say it's not racially charged. I think it was.
and she was
Whatever.
talk, she was talking to a white
She
woman.
apologized. She apologized. But just like, you know, I never really cared for her
And
anyway.
what's crazy is Amanda Sykes, the comedian, she was the producer for that show that she had, the Roseanne Barr show. She was the producer for
Mm-hmm.
that show, and she said she quit because she got offended and she's shutting the show down. And
Yes, I heard.
if you look at what she's done, she called Trump a chimpanzee. she called Trump a monkey pretty much, and then she got booed off the stage. But she was trying to figure out why she didn't understand like how y'all not find this funny but she got booed off stage, and the same girl is mad because one half Hispanic and white girl called another white girl a monkey, said she looked like somebody from Planet of the Apes. And the same girl, the same lady, Amanda Sykes, was upset and appalled by her saying that when she said the same thing during her stand-up comedy. See, that's just to show the hypocrisy is ridiculous. They only attack you when you're not a liberal. Roseanne Barr is not a liberal, but they allow her to get her TV show because she's more of a conservative. They allow her to get her TV show, and then, in the TV show, they make her look like she's trumped up on drugs, and she's just crazy.
Your phone is breaking up.
They try to make her look like she's crazy on her TV show, like she's whacked out, and then everybody around her is liberals, and they know the right answers, and they the good people, and she always got something to say on her TV show, and her views is like conservative, and she supports Trump. So the idea is to make her look completely nuts and crazy, and it also send a message to the other people, the other actors and celebrities out there that don't cross the line, or you will not have some work in here. You won't have work in Hollywood, And if people pay attention, Facebook is censoring mainly conservatives. But if you notice, I mean, I got people that tell me that some liberals and people that don't like Trump pages is getting censored, and the reason why is because being conservative is not a Republican thing. It's not. You know what I'm saying? The only thing is saying that I conserve my human rights. That means I go by the common core values in which this country stand for, and that's the human rights, the Constitution. And so a lot of people, liberal people have conservative values. They believe we should have freedom of speech. A lot of them believe they agree with the Second Amendment. A lot of them agree with two genders instead of like a million. You know what I'm saying? And if you state that on Facebook, they will ban you.
Yeah.
If you pro-life and you say something about abortions, Facebook will ban you. They will suspend your page.
Well,
and you
okay,
are liberal.
Can I cut in? Can I cut in?
Yeah.
Why don't we just get to the bottom line? The main goal to attain here is the New World Order. And if you're not in accordance with their agenda and what they want you to say and do, then you will be eradicated. Your voice will be shut down. Your page will be shut down. And if you get that powerful, they will completely try to take you out. It's gonna get rapidly worse, like rapidly worse. And I know that. Why do you think a year ago, 2 years ago, I was telling people what the deal was, and everyone was arguing with me, looking at me crazy, remember?
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to, but then I just gave up, and I was like, nobody's gonna listen to me anyway. But they are definitely trying to construct a one world religion, a new world order. Hold on, my phone is freezing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a second. Anybody that's that agrees with like the natural order of things, the way things should be, will be seen as the opponent.
Precisely. And people don't realize that the liberal ideology, it ain't just Democrats, it's Republicans too. You have Republicans that agrees with that type of ideology also, and they actually support Democrats. See, what a lot of people don't understand is that Democrats
Wait, hold on. It's way bigger than like liberal versus Democrat. Or are you still like is that your main thing?
No, I was getting to the bigger part. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I was getting to that part. You know, but
Okay.
I'm trying to say that conservatism, it don't only mean they have to be a Republican or a Democrat. Same thing with liberal. It don't mean they have to be a Democrat or a Republican. You know, it's an ideology, period. You know, and but what I'm going to tell you is the Democrats is the absolute richest party. They are the richest party all over the world because they control all of the mainstream medias in UK, out here in America, in London. You know, they control the ideology of Hollywood. That's the main portion of Hollywood. They control it, and that's how
Did
conservatives
you
like
mean?
myself is getting pushed out of the Hollywood mainstream arena, and even off of Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. Like they just banning they just banning everything. You know. But if you ask the ordinary liberal, they'll tell you that Republicans is the richest party. Is your phone keep freezing?
Well, I have people trying to call me and stuff.
Okay, Miss Important.
Yeah.
What time you got?
Um. No, I mean, people just trying to call me. They see me on live, so they trying to interrupt me and stuff.
Like you should be on live with
Well,
me.
yeah, right. Like, calm down. That's my homie. All right, but if we're gonna get into all that, like, why don't we just talk about the Jews running the entire world? Because everybody knows they do.
Um, Not necessarily. Maybe a good portion of them. Yeah, you know. But yeah,
Why are you just limiting it to Democrat versus Republican? You know what I'm saying?
I'm not limiting it to
Why?
that because that's in every country. It's everywhere. Is that two party group in every country, like every first world country at least. Every other place is like second world, third world. You know, but they have the same type of structure. And if you look what's happening in the UK, it's pretty much like looking into the future of America because everything that's happening here, it happened there already. They've been past that. They on horrible stages right now. They arresting people just for speaking, just for saying certain words. They go up there and they just arrest them right then and there. You know, that's what they did to Tommy Robinson and a lot of other people out there that's actually speaking out, like myself and you know a lot of other conservative speakers and people that's trying to get their voice out there, let it be heard. You know, but
Well,
it's not limited at all. But a lot of these entities is being used by what we call the New World Order. That's what they're trying to build. Period.
what?
You
Okay,
know,
okay, okay. Pause, pause. What what do you think the New World Order will entail?
you said wouldn't tell.
What will it entail?
What will it entail? What do you
Yeah.
mean, like what they're trying to do?
Yeah. What do you think what's the end result?
The end result, everything being under one big dictatorship. But of course, they're going to feed that. Oh, it's all about the people, but it's not. It's not going to be all about
Well,
the people.
that's
It's
why
only
they're
about the
trying to
people now.
take the guns.
Hmm.
That's why they're trying to disarm us. What does that tell you?
They tell me we don't. They tell me we don't have a Hitler for president. Because if we have Hitler for president, why the hell you want to take our guns? And it also tells me that they'll be able to impose a lot of anti-American things on us, as far as a lot of things against our human rights, to the point where we have no
Absolutely.
choice but to fight, and we won't have no weapons, you know. And then they could just enforce
Absolutely.
on us and make all kind of rules they want, you know. So that's why we fighting so hard to make sure the Second
And
Amendment
lock
does not get
and
violated.
lock us up in concentration camps,
Yeah, yeah,
like history repeating itself so gloriously.
yeah. And then think about it. What party pushes that pushing banning guns the most? They like that tip of the spear, you know. And the Republicans, it's got a lot of Republicans with them. But guess what? You got the conservatives.
That's what
That's
I'm
like,
saying.
no.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying forget Democrat versus Republican because that doesn't even in the grand scheme of things it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, but
It really doesn't.
when it trickled down to us, You know what I'm saying? That stuff is right in our face. So now we still need to know what where to make our proper decisions at. Where are we gonna who can we side with? What type of people support our views, and how we gonna support them so we can push these views abroad, push it into a higher level, and it's definitely not the modern day Republicans, and it's not the modern day Democrats. It's not, because they all doing the same things, and
Mm-hmm.
the only people that's standing out, which is the conservatives. The conservative is the new counterculture, and this is why they hate us the absolute most, because we the ones that's pushing against that Hollywood narrative, that New
Right.
World Order narrative. We pushing against that. We know who's running the New World Order. We know who's the dominant elites involved with the New World Order, and who's really trying to push it. We fighting against them. We just like we face to face. Everybody else is fighting over little things. It's like we face to face with these people. As soon as they say something, we know about it, and we already like
Right.
no. We fighting against it. You know, and that's why I constantly talk about George Soros and the Rockefeller families, and you know, and the Rothschild families and stuff like that. These people are on
Mm-hmm.
the top when it comes to that, you know. But when it comes to defeating the New World Order, we have to do our part, and that's at least educate ourselves on who is following the New World Order ideology. You know what I'm saying? And so we can be like, no, we don't want it, because they can't win. Once we know about it, they can't win, and
Well,
that's why they hide most of the
this
information
is
out.
why the people. This comes back to the first point that you were trying to make. We have to unify as a people so we could overthrow the wickedness that they're trying to impose on us.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And you were just saying before that we need to unify. Ultimately, we need to unify because of that. And we're not going to have a choice. It's not going to be white versus black. It's going to be the elite versus the sheep.
hmm And if the sheep
And
is
that's
not
what it
aware
goes
of
down
what's going
to.
on, they're going to be easily controlled to fight against us. If they're not aware,
Exactly.
they're going to easily be able to fight against us. Like right now, we fighting against our own people just to get
Right.
the message out. They read that, if somebody put on a daggone Trump hat, they want to beat the hell out of us, or they want to beat the hell out of anybody that thinks differently. If I say I believe there's only two genders, I got to defend myself. Like, these people are the people that's uh, 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 moving like Nazis. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? If you look at it, they're the ones that hate Jews the most. Those are the ones that want to go to war with Israel. People with that liberal ideology. And I'm saying that a lot of Jews is not bad people. No, 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 no. There are the elites of the people that's controlling Jews are bad people, but they're not real Jews. Right now, you
Right.
see George Soros is a Jew, but guess what? He helped Hitler, uh, uh, you know, confiscate the Jews from their homes in Germany. He was helping Hitler. He's a Jew. He is like but he's the traitor. He helped them do that. He helped the Holocaust. And he's a Jew. And now you got ordinary Jews that don't like him. They say he's a traitor. You know, and so if once we get caught up on what you are, and you rich, and your whole type of people is rich, and you don't see people hating Asians. Asians is the most one of the most richest groups out here of races.
Mm-hmm.
They're the richest. They're about the richest group
Mm-hmm.
in America. You know what I'm saying? But you don't see nobody hating on Asians. You know, so I mean,
Sometimes, but yeah, I know what you mean.
well, me, I hate on nobody. I mean, you're gonna do it that way, do you? As long as you don't impose no type of laws and rules and regulations, or try to enslave my people or any people of that sort,
Right.
I don't have no reason to talk against you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but I just believe that even the Jews was infiltrated, and now a lot of rich people, the rich liberals, put money into them and made them rich, just like how they make our rappers and singers and actors rich, and our black political leaders rich, but they're not in our favor at all. You know what I'm saying? It's like they pretend they're in our favor, but they're not at all. You know?
Mm.
And it's the same way with even Christianity and you know the Muslim Brotherhood. You know, on the bottom low level of people, mostly are good people. It's just the elites, the ones with the money that's taking money from George Soros, Rockefellers, and the New World Order, and the people that doing all of that. They put money into those people, and those people end up turning against the little people. At the same time,
Mhm.
like saying they for us, they want to help us, you know, and they're trying to, you know, they're trying to help the world, unify the world. At the same time, they